What's up, VC? This is Brad from H2Vinyl doing another contest entry video, and this one is for ClarkOVision. Bev, congratulations, 400 subs, and you're celebrating your 1 year on the 26th, I believe, which is coming up, 26th of June. Wow, way to go, 400 in 1 year. I approve. If you don't know Bev, loves a lot of genres of music, but focuses on metal. And it was just watching your video for your contest video. There we go. I just woke up, so I'm a little out. I'm always a little out of it. I guess apparently I need more Earl Grey tea. I don't know, hot. Just watching your contest video, and yeah, you said you didn't have a whole lot of friends who were big into metal growing up. Crazy thing was, I had a ton of friends who were metal, and I wasn't. I was more into hip hop and rap at the time in the mid 80s, late 80s. And yeah, I wish I could have exchanged some friends with you. Though I wasn't into Aha, and I mean Duran Duran I was, but a lot of those bands you mentioned I wasn't really into. So anyway, you have a good amount of questions, well, four. But these are kind of difficult to pick out. So her four questions are, just to recap, show a studio album, not a live album or an EP, by a favorite artist or band of yours. Two, going with the theme of the different elements, the four elements, which is earth, fire, water, and air. So show an album cover with that. That one was kind of difficult to do on a couple of these. And then really the odd one was fire was tough for me. I don't understand that. I actually had an album in mind and then couldn't find it. I am a horrible collector. And then three, I'm missing one here real quick. Oh yeah, before the elements, do the where four is in the title of a song, the number four or the word four is in the title of a song, artist name or album name. And then the last one, though you love cows, you said to show four horses or four animals, for four-legged animals. So those are the four questions about four, and let's get into it. One of my favorite groups is the Mars Volta, and so this is their fourth album, and this is the Bedlam in I always want to say Golgotha, but Goliath, the Bedlam in Goliath. If you don't know the Mars Volta, how do you describe the Mars Volta? Prog rock, art rock, psych in there as well. Got some experimental going on in there. Sometimes you've got some free jazz elements in there as well, and then throw in a little bit of Latin influence, and this is the Mars Volta. This is a great album. I'm actually just listening to this album again. It's been a while. I always gravitate to their first, second, and I want to say fifth. I think it was the fifth album. I don't know. I get some of these albums. It's Acupuncture, so it's number three. So 1, 2, and 3. But this is a great album as well. Found this semi-locally. Found this at a store in in Claremont, the store in Claremont. There's only one in Claremont, Florida, and that is ClarkOVinyl. I try and plug that store as often as I can. Justin does a great job there. I need to head. Now I'm babbling, so I need to get out there again. It's been a while, so yeah, paid a good amount for this, but was really glad to have it in the collection. So here is the 4th album of the Mars Volta, which is The Bedlam in Goliath. Then show an album with 4 in the title of something, whether it be a song, the album, or I said artist as well. So this one, 4 is in the title of the album, and this album, I always have to look at it. The funny thing is, so this is Coheed and Cambria, and they have a giant Roman numeral 4 on the cover. Giant. But it's their 3rd album. So this album title is Good Paulo, I'm Burning Star, number 4, Volume 1, For Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. Moving to the back, no, it ends at the front, so, but it goes all the way across. Got this on Record Store Day 2 years ago, 2017. This is on marble vinyl. This is my favorite album by Coheed and Cambria. Great stuff. And then also 4 in the title, and this is, because for me that was kind of obvious. I was like, well, that's the only 4 that I can think of at the moment. But then I remembered this Vinyl Me Please offering that I got. When was this? September 2015. And this is Fortet. Fortet is an electronic artist. It's an okay album. I listened to it the other day. I was like, the weird thing is it's a half-speed master on 180 gram. It sounds incredible. Kind of not my style for electronic music, though I really like electronic music, as you probably already know and you'll see later. This could have gone with the water theme as well, because at first I was like, sorry for the glare there. At first I was like, is that ice? I'm like, are they stuck in ice? I think they're piloting, like rowing a boat there. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh wait, no, those are palm trees. Yeah, no, there'd be no ice in that photo. Anyway, so that covers number 4 in a title. Now let's move into earth, wind, fire, and water. So the obvious one for me, and I try to pick ones that others haven't shown. I've seen a couple of videos. I've seen Jeff Kempen's, I've seen Tim's, DJ High Noon, and then I saw Eric's. Eric was very impressive. Being able to show all of the elements in Judas Priest albums. Wow. That was pretty cool, man. So, Earth, Funkadelic, Maggot Brain. And this one was fairly obvious to me, and so I wanted to pull something that others may not have covered. And so this is the Desert Sessions, desert being Earth, and then you also have cactus here and everything. And Desert Sessions, this was part of the winnings from Andrew's Tales from the Crate. This was actually the first album that I listened to from those winnings. Tremendous, this is kind of a bootleg album, bringing, because there were a total of 10 sessions, 10 EPs, and so this 2 album set, 2 EPs, or 2 LP set, kind of mashes some of the songs from, I think, the first 4, maybe 5 of that. I would think that I would write that down on my cheat sheet. No, I didn't. Anyway, So Desert Sessions, that covers Earth. This one, as I mentioned, I was having difficulty picking fire, finding fire, and the one that I wanted I couldn't find. So Faith No More, the real thing. I always want to call this one Epic, because for me, Epic was the most important song, most influential song for me on this album. Fire, this is crazy. Fire dropping into water with earth in the background and sky underneath. What? So I chose fire for this one, though I did find some more fire. So that is Fire. And then you have another fire with explosions in the background. This is Contra 3, or also known as, oh, never mind. I thought it was called Super Contra, but it wasn't. That was Super C, which was the second game. Contra 3, The Alien Wars. And this is a Super Nintendo game. Chip tunes put to vinyl. Mondo does a really good job at that. And then, for those about to rock, Fire, We Salute You by AC/DC. So that covers Fire. I mean, not really this one, but I thought I'd just show it. Let's do Water. Water was kind of difficult, but the funny thing is, one of my favorite groups is the Chemical Brothers. And Chemical Brothers often have water on their covers. I'm thinking of like Further, which was their seventh studio album, which had a woman like diving into water or swimming. I don't remember exactly which, but this is a EP that they had, a single. It's not really. Oh, yeah, I guess it would be a single. This is their EP, Electrobank, this is what I loved about the Chemical Brothers, the weirdness, the wackiness that they were, not wacky, but they just had strange covers on their first albums and their EPs, and this is one of them. Don't try and understand it. I've looked at this cover for many, many, many hours. Just it's a woman on a lemon with a smiley face looking thing underwater, and she has a hose of air and she's yawning. That's it. That's it. Don't try and understand it. That's just it. Moving on to Air. Chemical Brothers again, though I have another selection as well because I don't like using double of things. And this is their newest album, album number 9. And again, they've moved back to this, don't try and understand it. But they have a tank here firing either to the horizon or the sky. I'm not sure, but there's a good portion of sky with clouds there and everything. So yeah, love this album cover as well. But let's go with Air, some more Air, and that is the Commodores. Commodores, this is 1977. Commodores well known for their funk on the Motown label, and it is their name flying through sky or air. And just to round this out and finish this out, we got to have Heart. And with our powers combined, we are Captain Planet. Anyway, I'm sure others have done that. I just had to finish out that. Now on to Horses. Though You Love Cows, I was having difficulty finding cows. I actually was having difficulty finding horses. But from most obvious to least obvious for me, the most obvious one that I thought of right away was Jethro Tull's Heavy Horses. This one's probably been shown. This is on the Chrysalis label, which I always think of Huey Lewis in the News when I see that. This is quite possibly my favorite album by Jethro Tull. If you don't know me, I am a new Jethro Tull fan. Found them around 2015. And yeah, I missed the Aqua Lung reference in, oh God, The Anchorman. There we go. Had no idea what that was. But the first song that I heard was off of this album. It was And the Mouse Police Never Sleeps. And at the end, he coughs. He has this grovelly voice, and then he coughs at the end. I'm like, I like these guys. They don't take themselves too seriously. And so I've been collecting Jethro Tull ever since. No one else would have shown this one. And this is kind of a local artist from Atlanta. And I didn't even know they existed until early April. And this is Double Ferrari. And there's a kind of cartoon. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it's a deconstruction of the horse. I'm sorry. Maybe it's coming together. Maybe. Oh man, I just saw horse. There it is. Double Ferrari metal. Many of the members of Double Ferrari are from a group called Bit Brigade. They take classic Nintendo 8-bit games, 16-bit games, and metalize them. Metalize is a word, right? So, like I said, 2 or 3 of the members from Bit Brigade, who I've shown on my channel, are in this, and it's a very video game-ish sounding, but they have their own created music, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I haven't actually shown this album on my channel yet. I bought this in April, and I haven't done my April findings, so this is a sneak peek. This is a pretty good album by Double Ferrari. And then that's kind of where I was starting to look for other animals. I'm like, no, I gotta have more horses. And King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard to the rescue. This is their second album. And there's a horse. What was the name of this? This is Eyes Like the Sky. There we go. Eyes Like the Sky. And it's kind of a Western themed. And so I went to King Gizzard. I'm like, they've got to have a horse on the front of this because it's Western themed. And they do. So there we go. It's kind of interesting that it's Western themed, but it's narrated and it tells a story. It's kind of cool. And then this one was kind of a stab in the dark. I went to Beck, and I'm like, Beck had some weird albums, and found Huerolito. And there was a horse on the front. I'm like, okay, that isn't that much horse, but it kind of counts. And then I pulled out the cover, turned it over. Oh, there's the rest of the horse. Awesome. And then I ignored the fact that there was half of a horse, the other half of the horse on the front. So I found that kind of funny. Beck he switches genres all the time. This is a little experimental, indie rock, alternative rock, yeah, and experimental. So, yeah, really, really cool. So that is the fourth one. Beth, congratulations. What a feat for 1 year. It goes by fast, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun to make videos and to interact with everyone. I second what you talked about in your contest video, just the sheer fact that being able to talk with people and make friends around not just music, but around common events that have happened in our lives. And what brings us together is music, but then we find out that we have a whole lot more in common, and that's really, really cool. And congratulations again on the 1 year, and then also 400 subs. Wow. Way to go. You're obviously doing something right. Hope you're enjoying all of these videos. Last time I heard, I think you mentioned that there were 41 videos. Well, I would hope for at least 44, but I know that there's well more than that now. So let's go for 400. I mean, they got a couple days. I'm going with this 4 theme. And we've already passed 40, so let's go 400. They've got a couple of days. You can get 360 more videos. It's possible. Hope you're doing well. Like I said, enjoying all of these videos. And yeah, everyone, hope you're listening to Great Vinyl. And we'll talk to you next time.